Peace and blessings, everyone. I am Nubian Divine. I am your host today for Global City Unity. And joining me is my husband, as well as Mr. Can you state your name, please?
Minister Robert Floyd Plump.
Yes.
And I'm the president of the Harold Washington Foundation and the president and the founder of the People's March Incorporation and the president of Honey Jams Music Incorporation.
Thank you very much. And my husband, Professor Sadat, could you tell him what you do,
I'm
please?
Sadat Muhammad, and I'm the CEO and executive director of Forever Together Brothers Foundation, which is a powerful youth movement of accurate and conscious knowledge. And I mentor in about 7 high schools, about 4 grammar schools at this time, as well as assisting my wonderful mate with Autonomous Enterprises and some other venues we have to give experience in business to the youth so that they won't get caught up in job slavery and the greatest free enterprise system ever known, right? So to get them orientated toward owning their own, buying from themselves, promoting and buying from their own businesses, actively finding products and services that they can utilize in our communities and neighborhoods so that we can start some economic changes and shifts in some of the dynamics that are right now going on. So starting with the youth is a great aspect of getting them tied into knowing themselves, as well as developing businesses, partnerships, corporations, and things that they themselves can employ themselves as well as work for themselves. And I think that's absolutely the time and the urgency right now.
But wait a minute, you said something about the youth actually working for themselves and employ themselves. Oh, wait. They were told to go off to college to be the first ones. What?
To get a job, the first one's fired and the last one's hired. Right, and we have to get them out of that state of looking at an education as a means for job slavery or to go get a job. They need to actually be creating the things that they have passion for, as well as a desire to accomplish and achieve as a goal, and drive that energy as a means of monetizing that activity and their talents and ability to create the type of economics they want by having a love and a mastery of something that they have a passion for and love. And that's why we should redirect their activity rather than trying to go and get an application at a school or education piece and then work for someone else with their $1 million minds, you know.
That's very interesting, because I always pose a point where I always say, it seems like everyone wants to, you know, go to college only to move out of our community and to go move up in the suburbs and get a big mansion or something like that. But I always say, you know, why? I would leave college to move into my own community and build the biggest mansion that anyone can ever think of and bring up the property value in my own neighborhood.
Well, you know, job, I like to hear that perspective. Job means just over broke, community.
Absolutely.
You know,
come on, Elder.
Say it again.
So, yes, beloved Nubian Queen, we know that job means just over broke. However, you know, we know that it is a survival. So we have not, you know, any negativeness. However, there's a better way of life when you can share and you can be the owner, or you can be a part of ownership and partnership relationship. This is something like my beloved father, which is not a biological father, the Honorable Mayor Harold Washington.
Yes, very powerful brother.
I am his son. I am not a biological son.
I understand.
I am
perfectly
the
what you mean.
business son. I am the heirloom. However, beloved, I have all legal rights to his name, his likeness, and whatever structure. And we do need structure.
Sure.
We need to, you know, be positive in our structure. We need to be progressive, and we need to be professional.
Yes.
Where we can learn better, and we can know better, and we can do better than just getting a job. I'm a business owner,
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
No.
Thank you.
And looking at just what you said with us bringing some of the other dynamics, that's nothing new to us now because we had, we the most together ethnic group that was in the U.S. between about 1930, 1938, somewhere in there. We stayed married, 90% of us, most of the time. We had businesses all throughout our community, auto dealerships, banks, restaurants, you name it. How do we look at those things that we had already accomplished, that we need to get back to for our own economic structure, our own economic strength? How do we convey that information to the community so that the community will start looking at that aspect of what we already did and already have a history in?
Right. Well, I thank you again, too, for asking that question. I think it's very positive, and it's a profound type of concept that we need to reflect upon the roots. Roots equals to 23. I like to reflect on 23. It's just like your beloved wife name, Nubian. It equals to 23.
Okay.
Nation. And we as a people will not rise no higher than our beloved nation, which is our mothers, our sisters, our wives, and even our girlfriends. So we have to give respect. We have to get back to the roots of how we was raised, which was in order, in an orderly way, in civilized way.
Yes.
We have to go back to the ways that our grandmothers and our grandfathers
I'm gonna have to stop
really
you right
taught
there.
us.
I'm sorry, but I'm sitting here listening to you, and you're saying we have to go back to the ways of our grandmothers and our grandparents. I hear you, because I'm from that school, I'm from that time. However, we're in a different dispensation right now. The children don't understand go back to our grandparents, go back to our ancestors. As a matter of fact, we keep telling the child to sit down and be quiet when we try to teach them to walk and talk from 0 to 2 years old. Now we want them to go somewhere and sit down and be quiet, but then we want them to go back to the time of our ancestors. Now you make sense of that to me, please.
Okay, thank you, beloved, again. What makes sense is that we had, like the key word was respect for the elders. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We knew what Mrs. Francis Williams' name was down the street.
Okay, so let me stop you right there again.
We had a means of communication.
So isn't it a reciprocity, though, between the child and the adults nowadays? Because it seems like what's happening is it seems like the adults they have this dispensation about themselves, like I've been here longer, I know more than you. But what's really happening is people are missing the indigo, the crystal, the starseed children, the children of our time, the children with voices, the children with talents, the children that can paint the most beautiful pictures in the whole world, that can absolutely heal someone just by looking at the picture alone, the children that can sing the most beautiful songs. You know, babies are doing sign language. Did you know that babies are communicating with sign language? Our 3-year-old speaks 3 different languages, and she does sign language. Our 11-year-old runs her own business. We miss these old souls in these little bodies. We tend to forget that our children are just recycled energies of ourselves or our ancestors, and we overlook that. So that's why the little boys are joining gangs with each other, because they have that embracement. They have that familyhood, that fellowship. That's why the little boys don't have that relationship with their mother, because they feel the hate coming from their mother, how their mother feels about their father. They feel that anger issue that's going on. It's about family right now. And truth be told, we know that it's not corporations that rule the world, it's families. So where's all of our family right now? Where's our babies right now? All these babies we're talking about.
You are right again, beloved. You see, because you have the right spirit, the right attitude, which is the connection in the karma of the souls, which yours truly, as a minister of a way of life, that I can utilize the concept, whether a person may be a Muslim or a Christian or a Hebrew or a nationalist.
I'm none of that. I choose not to be none of that, because people miss that point when they see an image portrayed on our heads or our garments or our gear versus getting to know the person for who they truly are. You know, I mean, if someone had to save you from drowning, are you going to worry that, oh my gosh, he has a kufi on, you can't touch me? No. Or somebody, oh, she has a rosary on, get away from me. See, what we all have gotten away from is spirit of self. We've all gotten away from the fact that we're all one. We all gotten away from the fact that if we learn to just love each other and realize that when you hurt your brother, when you hurt your sister, you're hurting yourself. And we have to realize that we're all here to help each other. When I'm climbing up the mountain, or if I have to get up the stairs, why is it that when it comes to indigenous African descendants, that we are busy kicking each other down the stairs? But when you see the Hispanics, the Asians, the Europeans, when you see them, they're helping each other up the stairs. Why can't we help each other? What's wrong with the dynamic that's happening even with our sister and our brother relationship with each other, our sister and our sister relationship with each other?
It's all programming, see, and in those aspects, when you have dynamics that are a part of a reality, and it's formatted by control, let's say. So if we look at audio, video, print media, images,
Basketball Wives,
from, you know,
Scandal,
Real House,
Deception,
Love and Hip Hop, things of that nature, or if we look at the depiction in everyday news of the indigenous African male being vilified. He's either in handcuffs or
robbing somebody.
Or, you know, so when you have that, that's bombarded in a mindset of those who already are looking for answers about who they are, it tends to make that seem like it's normal. And you become desensitized to those aspects that can corrupt some means of family. But it also has to come like even some elder, like Elder was saying, the respect and the integrity of how much do I love myself, as well as the direction of, let's say, grandma or moms or somebody that gives an indication of a concern about the youth or the individual that's looking for answers. And then sometimes we can tie that into creating safety measures or security for those other spirits and souls that come out of our community, our neighborhood, our family. But it does start from us as well, as giving an example of what we tend to want to be, how we desire the community or how we want the community, and that behavior has to have some integrity by our own self-respect and integrity of self, which is self-image. And once self-image is established on how I value myself, honor family, and then am the example of a community or a neighborhood that you have pride in, then it's easy for us to create some change. But that's a training application as well. You know, we have to really get into a training aspect.
I like that word. Yes, sir.
It's a training
Not only
aspect.
training, but education.
And a discipline.
We are working with the Inner City Youth and Adults Foundation, which we're going to be having a birthday reception there, as well as we meet there every Sunday from 2:30 to 4:30 at 4500 South Michigan. It's the Swift Mansion, which is a historical landmark, and under the direction of Brother Maurice Perkins, that works so diligently with Pastor Marion Earl Sorton and many other leaders that even brought people like Dr. King. And we not only reflect to Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., we know him as Prophet Martin Luther King Jr. in 2014. And we teach that nonviolence concept to be positive, progressive, and professional, where you can learn better and know better, to be yourself, to be due diligent without using a gun or a knife or hurting anyone.
What do you say? I got a question.
Yes, sir.
No. Did you know that he had finally got to a place whereas he knew that there had to be some changes from us redirecting our economics? He had got to a point where, under his discussion, was he had wished we hadn't went to eat at their restaurants, to buy at their stores, to bank with them, or take our money away from our environment to another community that really didn't want us there. Did you know he had got to that point?
Yes,
because we always talk about
yes, I think that the prophet
King, but he certainly had made some serious changes
yes,
around the end
well,
of.
I like that word change too.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, because that's the one thing in life that is certain.
Absolutely.
That we change from before we was born to being physically born, and then while we living, grow up from small to from a child to a young person or a youth to that of a young adults as well as to old.
Well, it's gradation, but what I mentioned is that he had a spiritual rebirth.
Yes, sir.
He had decided that was the diversity aspect was a flaw.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
He had gotten to a point where, you're gonna have to go back and look at some things in that letter thing that he was saying, because from my take on it, all right,
okay,
eating, buying, banking, promoting, and doing business, to our enemy, caused our demise economically, and he had become aware of that. He knew the war on poverty had shifted and changed. It wasn't leading up to some of the things that President Johnson had said, as well as some of the activities that was taken away from our strengths economically, as well as how we're participating right now in consumer-based activity. And it's not benefiting us, but it's making other people independently wealthy.
Absolutely.
Because of the diversity illusion.
Yes, sir.
And he knew
well,
that.
I agree. We must use the principles of positive education, positive change, the principles that we must cling to, the principles of God and the people in order to make, say for an example, difference in our way of life of doing something for ourselves. Dr. King, as I mentioned, was invited to Chicago by Pastor Marion Earl Sorton. We call him the world's greatest pastor, which also was a humanitarian, and he taught us that our pulpit, and he ordained me, and he was there presently with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. For his ordained in the living flesh at the time that they both was here on earth among us. Then Pastor Sorton introduced him to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Sure.
And they took a historical picture with Dr. King and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Most of us who's paying attention have one of those.
Yes. And a lot of people seen those pictures, and still the Nation of Islam, they promote those pictures of their connection between the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in terms of doing things and changing.
It's amazing.
So let me ask you this:
to
how can we right now? Let's look at that. Let's take it from where we know it was historically right now, right? And let's take it right here to 2014.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, how do we get our youth unemployed at least 60 to 80% comparatively to other ethnic groups? How do we also get them to shift some activity from these streets comparatively to creating an ABC 1, 2, 3 format in business and corporate partnerships and like that, as well as how do we get them to tie into the value that they have themselves right now on this plane of existence in this present moment? Because we can always look at the historical factors that had taken place.
Right.
But right here, right now, in this present moment, right here, the present generation, how do we give them the resolution and the redemption that they view and look at from where they are,
right,
and allow them to make some changes or resolve some issues?
Thank you again, too, beloved. I appreciate that.
Yes,
because
sir.
I do music, as I have mentioned, and I think that music can make a big difference, or even a little difference in life for the concept of mind over matter.
Okay.
They had this old perspective of speaking, mind is a terrible thing to waste. However, we do have to retract some things in our minds, in our efforts, in order to create and to stimulate new change. However, the word change is like a reflection of back in the day we used to say, yes, we can. Before even President Barack Obama was born.
I'm sorry, but I have to stop you right there because after a while it just sounds like we're just talking and we're not actually doing something about it. I really have to hear us say that in order to bring about change right now, it's vital for us to teach the youth how to bank and do business amongst ourselves.
I would agree.
How to circulate the money in our own community, how to do business amongst ourselves, how to shop amongst ourselves. I mean, that has to be a mantra.
How to buy from our own and promote
I would
from
agree.
our own.
Buy from our own, promote from our own, instead of the time that we're spending promoting other people's businesses who don't care about us. We can't even employ our own youth because we don't own our own businesses, and then they have to go off to some neighborhood or apply for a job from people that they know hate them. So let's really let the truth be told.
Well, the truth is, you know, hate is self-destruction. So we teach our people, we teach our children to love God, to love themselves, and to love our own kind. And as a result, we promote to employ ourselves and create jobs among us.
That's what we have to do, right?
Yes.
Because that's what we're all saying.
Yes.
Now, in terms of the solution or how these things came about, certainly we need to look at the causes, right, and eliminate them. Because
Yes,
solution or even just suggestion or an idea doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to resolve an issue until we look at the cause. What are the causes of some of the things that are systemic with economics in the community or other groups coming in and becoming independently wealthy by us participating in consumer-based activity and even in valuing investments and savings? That activity would cause some of the weight to be relieved from liabilities as well. So a financial application in the body politic of the family is something that we certainly need, as well as investing in ourselves, as well as pooling our resources.
Yes, sir.
So we're asking what efforts and what stimuli can we use to counter the stimuli now that makes that ineffective with some of our activity? What can we use to create an awareness that that has to be the change or the revolution, let's say?
You know, Motown, for an example, was a revolutionary type of music production. And they were very positive in getting the message out of experience. Experience became our best teacher as well as our best leaders came out of experience. And sometimes experience can be trial and tribulations as well as error. However, you make the best out of sometimes a bad situation in order to develop a better position that we can be in.
That sounds like planning to me.
Yes, we must plan. Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
You know, something else that happens to us as a people is we have neglected planning.
Absolutely.
You must plan in order to be successful. So we energize people with the concept of success breeds success, which is the best, that they can do business with themselves as well as with their family. When we say do business with their selves and keep the money into the community by expressing themselves in a way that they can be due diligent in a way that they don't have to rely on any other resources except, you know, your own family. And we have a family business that we have connected with. That's the difference too in Motown and the People's March Incorporation
So
and
let me ask you a
our
question.
affiliate. Yes,
So
ma'am.
we want to be that change that we want to see in the world, correct?
Yes.
So you're saying that, you know, we should do business amongst ourselves, right?
Yes.
Let me just ask you, name right now 2 businesses off the top of your head that you've done business with this week.
Thank you very much.
The indigenous.
That are indigenous African descendant businesses.
Yes. Thank you again for asking. I have did business with the final call. Thank you very much for asking.
Yes. Thank you
I
very
bought
much.
some books.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Message
wonderful
to the Black
corporation.
Man books.
Okay.
And I did business with Inner City Youth Foundation and
Great.
Adults
Absolutely.
Incorporation. And we are going to do some more business. I believe in Buy Black, like my godfather has
Webb
taught
Evans.
us,
Absolutely.
Dr. Webb Evans.
Webb
So,
Evans,
do you
yes.
find it a challenge to find indigenous African descendant businesses to do business with, or are you looking, or are you making that a mantra? Or I'm asking you because I was told that that someone has a hard time finding where our businesses are, where the indigenous African descendant businesses. So, even things like yellow pages or pages that are supposed to be catered for indigenous businesses, I have still run into other businesses besides us. So have you found that also a challenge as well? Do you find it easy to
Yes.
find us to do business with, or no?
Yes, it is always a challenge. And life is a challenge, and we should not be afraid to meet challenges. Matter of fact, I challenge myself, I challenge my family, and I challenge you and everyone else to do business with us.
Absolutely.
In other words, we have the Honorable Mayor Harold Washington Parade, which is this Tuesday at Washington Park Field House, 5531 South Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive at 1 o'clock. We all are on the one together, which I learned the terminology that's better is called Wayo and Yah, which means we are one village, one people, one nation, one for one and one for all.
Let me ask you one more
Yes,
question. Name one business that you can think of that indigenous African descendants do not cover.
One business that we do not cover?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a thought.
There isn't
See,
one.
when we think though of the way Dr. Webb Evans teach, is we do have a business, black owned and operated log, and which is a calendar.
Sure.
We do have the Wake Up News that we promote the different categories of black businesses that are affiliated with us, like Eat and Run and other black businesses that is in the community that we love to eat as a people. And one of the best things I can say is that we're going to have a cooperative, which is fruits and vegetable new complex on 79th Street, which will also be connected to the Temple of Mercy Association, as well as the organization by Dr. Webb Evans, which is United American Progressive Association.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Now, let me ask you
Yes,
this.
sir.
This is the key. We have a great number of organizations, like you were saying, and we have a whole bunch of instances of historic factors that we've developed and we've even found some ideas of. Right now, at this present moment, how do we get our youth, even in elementary school and high school, to look at those factors as a means for structure with their own lives, as well as give them an opportunity for their talent and abilities right now, at this time, in this universe, to be able to give them the value and the encouragement for their own goal achievements, as well as how to tie them back into doing business rather than going to get a job. How do we tie all this in that we're talking about right now? These many platforms, whether it was Dr. King, Webb Evans, yourself, myself, whoever. What do we do right now to get the children to absolutely look at a business application for controlling economics and structuring their community, as well as honoring the family and the community and neighborhood themselves, so that they could preserve their lives and enrich them?
Right.
Well, one of the key things that we have demonstrated constantly is to get them involved is to learn about our own history, our own culture, our own heritage, and to instill into them a sense of pride concerning how we can dialogue and we can circulate money through what we call documentaries that we can do.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yes, concerning.
I know you're going with that already.
Oh, it's all right, because in the documentaries themselves, do you know that we need to look at those factors and design a true aspect of what happened historically? Right. For instance, like when I said, for instance, most people, and some of my youth debated this aspect of it, you know, I had pros and cons of black baseball players, right?
Right.
Now, the con was that Jackie Robinson was a traitor. Did you know that?
I don't think so.
Okay, now, let me tell you what the children said. Wait. Let me tell you what was demonstratably in the debate that they had. He caused the demise of the largest empire that black men had at the time. There were black baseball players that were multimillionaires and owned the stadiums that they played in. Now, once he left, Larry Doby, I think, went to American League, then it became a vacuum and a collapse. And all of those baseball players, one, losing money, being out of work, losing the stadiums and the concessions that they had developed, as well as that whole shift in that economic structure was a demise from them leaving and going to the major leagues. That was part of the argument. Now, is that what happened? That's true, right?
Well, I'm not.
No, I'm asking you a question.
Certain.
Sure,
you see,
that's what
I
happened.
have to go with, you know,
sure,
something that I may be more, and I'm not a know-it-all, knowledgeable about.
Right.
However, I do know that Jackie Robinson, he made history. I believe.
Yeah, his story.
Well,
he made his story.
April 15th is a very
but
historical day.
When we say historian, that's what I'm saying, because if you have youth that are coming and challenging us about historic factors or about some things that they looked at differently, and they want to unify with us from mental acuity and thought, don't we have this discussion with our youth?
Yes, and it's permissible.
You understand?
It's necessary.
It has to be.
Yes, sir. We agree on that.
It has to be.
And this is in the dialogue that we do.
Sure. Or
we
the
do
training
have pro and con.
for them to strengthen themselves
in
about
knowledge.
what direction we take as an ethnic group and a people. Sometimes we have to disagree sometimes, even in leadership, on a sense of direction.
That's
because it will create the type of things that we're right now having to deal with, even on the stimuli, because we've been given heroes. I think S.B. Fuller was a hero.
Yes, sir.
He showed many of us got successful businesses and own our own businesses from his
S.B.
example.
Fuller is one of my
So why they don't promote him?
I do.
No, I ain't talking about me and you. You know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so here it is. We have to, even on the dialogue aspect of even in discussion, there has to be some things that even they might hurt, that are historical lies, that we have to get the children away from, because they have to come into a awareness of themselves and look at some of the insights and some of the things that occurred at those times. And there's always two energies. Everything has positive and negative energy. And everything is a united energy. Because we all got protons, neutrons, and electrons, right?
Yes, sir.
So if the children are aware of that, we can't play with them no more.
Right.
For real.
We have to come and tell them exactly what's going on.
The facts.
Yeah.
So if he says, well, to me, Jackie Robinson wasn't no hero, I can't necessarily argue with him if he got that type of argument. Look what happened to our business, our largest enterprise at the time.
Well,
Black
Wall Street.
Black Wall Street.
Yes,
see?
Sir.
They have to know about that. Why did they do that to them brothers and sisters in Tulsa, Oklahoma? And who did it? And while we still promoting their businesses and still doing business with the people that caused that to happen.
You're right.
So they have to be told the truth.
Right.
We can't keep trying to sugarcoat stuff and we like kumbaya all the time.
I love that in you too, beloved.
And it got to a point where we got to quit it, because these little boys boots on the ground. They're in straight hustle mode. They're in survival mode. They ain't got time. If my parents ain't gonna give me them jumpers and they ain't gonna give me that outfit to wear, and my guy right here is showing me how to run out here improper, and yet he's showing me some love because he giving me some money, He put clothes on my back. Right. We eating every day together, and he ain't letting nothing happen to me. So who I'm gonna unify with?
Right. Yes, sir. Well, you know, the word, the key word is that we connect with is Kwanzaa. Right. Kwanzaa is a spiritual culture part of us as a people, which
not everybody's into the whole spiritual aspect of it, so we want to leave it open for people, because that's the thing, that's the challenge. Everyone is so busy stating that their way, their religion is the correct way, but we have to put that aside for a minute and just, truth be told, you know, put all those religious and education theologies to the side, and let's really learn how to unify as a people.
Let me say this, beloved, as a response, is you are right. Unity is our key. That's number one.
Unity is the energy of our time.
However, I would like to just say...
We're going to have to start wrapping it up here. I'd love to get your comment. I don't mean to cut you off, but we have to start wrapping it up. And we're going to come back another week to fill in the blanks on what Brother Man was trying to say. I'm sorry, say your name one more time.
Minister Robert Floyd Plump.
Minister Robert Floyd Plump, absolutely. As well as Professor Sadat Muhammad with Forever Together Brothers Foundation. And we thank you so much for joining us, because we are absolutely in the vibration of our time, which is unity. And one thing that we all have to understand, that we have to unite. No matter what our differences are right now, all the other extra stuff, we got to put it to the side, because our babies need us. And if we're going to be that example for our generation, what's up? Move to the side and let the next person really take the ball. But truth be told, it's the babies that's coming up right up under our nose, because they're our ancestors, really, in motion. But if we're too busy telling them to sit down, go somewhere, sit somewhere, be quiet, then we're not going to be able to hear the messages that are coming through right now, because truth be told, we gotta pay attention to the babies. They need our help. They're here for us, and as we should be here for them.
Right.
So, Global City Unity, thank you very much for joining us. Peace and blessings. No. Bam bam dun 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 dun. No. While you're complaining, somebody's taking their last breath. Live on. My memories, they never faded. You're still part of my breath. You see, I remember a time when I first looked within myself. High priestess, I'll be uniting energies. My chance to make this right as I shine my light. Beautiful flower grow. Beautiful little girl with a light. While you're complaining, somebody's taking their last breath. Live on. My memories, they never faded. You're still part of my breath. You see, I remember a time when I first looked within myself. High priestess, I'll be uniting energies. My chance to make this right as I shine my light. Beautiful flower grow.
beautiful little girl with the light. While you're complaining, somebody's taking their last breath. Live on. Each and every one of us has a talent. We have a gift. We have an ability to do things into the now. We've all been birthed for greatness. We've all been birthed for beauty, to bring this world into the most magical, magical place that it can ever be. Don't worry about being the next doctor, the lawyer, the judge, theologist. It doesn't matter. Who are you? What have you come into this plane of existence to manifest?
All right. We are Flotivating music. Flotivating. This first piece is called Go Hard or Go Home. Chicago, stand up. Look. Hey, how you gonna walk when you scared to fall? How you gonna fly when you scared to fall? How you gonna win when you only pretend cause in real life you're too scared to drop the ball? How you gonna speak if you only follow? How you gonna speak if you only listen? Why you gotta watch the clock cause right now it's your shot but you're too scared that you're missing? Am I another brother that has succumbed to fear? As I'm staring in this mirror, my vision becomes clear. As I'm gonna make a change, gotta start here on my own. So from here on now, gotta hear me shout, either go hard or go home. A city where the brothers roll up in a big black truck and all you hear is buck. I'm from a city where them girls roll up and you get them, and the girls times don't test me with your lyrics, put a rest to your spirit cause you asked who done it and I did it, so I had to come back and get a winners, only acting like I did it. So before I'm finished, I will go hard or go home. That's what it is, that's what we on, until we die, until we die, until we die. Until we die, either you go hard or go home. That's what it is, that's what we on. Until we die, 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 until we die. Let's go. Go hard, money in the bank, boy. What? Go hard, shack in the paint, boy. Sip and paint dinner while I paint pictures. These falling flows fit a little quicker. Boy, you better pause before you think. What? Bang, bang, I have a count sheet. Forget baby steps, we take a bound to leave. No turning back, we in too deep. And they say, hey, so you show me. Tell Rick, I gotta rewind, be losing my mind. Like a woman be stuck in my tweet. I slay the beat, but don't sleep. Yeah. If you boys won't beef, I relate to me. We in the streets, what? Concrete. What? You better bring a broom, here come the street. Ball hard, we play for keeps. Class and such kids take a seat. Let me preach. Time to put the speaker playing the emotion, not a snooze complete. Let's go. Man, and I'm off and on my way. I go hard to go home. I live to fight another day. You go hard or go home. Go home. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what we on. That's what we on. Until we die. 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 Either you go hard or go home. That's what it is. That's what we on. Until we die. 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 Let's go. I've been told I'm the one. The block singer that I think will never be signed. With the long hair, no fade, lined up, no way. Dropping on the track and I belly the bar. Let's inhale, exhale. Sing well, but don't let fail. Just what I taught you. Look who sought you and bought you. What does it entail? You at the top of the pyramid. Snapping off, they don't hear a kid. Drop the name, then it here get big. What about that year you did? But if this a dream, I hope it's lucid. Cause I went broke from music. 2 hours later, won't choke, I'll chew it. Fact of the matter is spoke my views in. I got that joint to follow. Today for coin tomorrow. Pop up, take shots, but boy, you missing. Plus them points are hollow. Never get a crowd noise. Show them a little what we bout, boys. Bust some metal on a loud toy and give them all a little noise to borrow. Go hard or go home. That's what it is. That's what we on. Until we die. Until we die. Until we die. Until we die. Either you go hard or go home. That's what it is. That's what we on. Until we die. Until we die. Until we die. Until we die. Flotivating music. Garcia Vega.
Yeah.
C'est la vie.
The boy G Inferno.
This ain't nothing new.
Yeah. That's what we doing. Chicago. Can TV.
Shout out to Can TV.
Right.
We see.
Just having some fun with it. Until we die.
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 Until we die. Yeah. Let's have some fun, man. Like I said, it's all motivate music. We having fun, man. It's about good vibes, good music, positive energy, and, you know, the future, man. Moving forward. That's what we here for.
They better just follow us, 'cause we know the way. And this will be the anthem.
If you're intending on pretending, then this isn't your dimension. These are lyrical extensions of a soul whose whole intention is to be the beat. Seek redemption. Catch you sleeping, then I reach into your windpipe with this knife and slicing light. What you think? Can't sleep on me, you see, I be a bed of nails and broken glass and shattered dreams and scattered things that seem for real. So if hip hop is well, this is how I feel. I say that girl put an S on my chest and call me the man of steel. 'Cause music's all I got. It's either all or not. If I give all I got, then one day I call the shots. Want all my women top notch. We aiming for that top spot. With torture for no portion, then report, of course, with that high. Hey, you better just follow us, 'cause we know the way. And this will be the anthem as we float away. Come on, they better just follow us, 'cause we know the way. Come on, this will be the anthem as we
Track on track on track, boy. We still be spitting that crack, boy. Don't wanna talk money, blue stack, boy. Spit fine, no Iraq, boy. A legend for his time, no Brandon Roy. War of a God like they did in Troy. With the seeking missile, they search and destroy. No urban legend, it's the real McCoy. Man, and I had to take a breath.
Go ahead.
Feeling on the body, leave touching on itself.
right.
Man, and now she just tugging on my belt. On that paper trail, now we stacking money by the shelf. Your boys think you got this. I sip from the grail, oh my God is. Bad women stay.
Yeah.
A monster in my game on my Loch Ness. Belly of the beast where the dark is. That's where the broken heart is. It's not a bluff, so follow us to the life flow motion started.
Hey.
They better just follow us, 'cause we know the way. And this will be the anthem as we float away. Hey, come on. They better just follow us.
Just follow us.
'Cause we know the way.
'Cause we know, right?
And this will be the anthem as we float away.
As we motivate, show no hate. Listen for a minute, man.
Hold up, wait.
Not taking out my anger. This anthem ain't a bang.
bang.
Watch me parade the haters.
International
Interstate.
Wait, hold up. You ain't even got to give them no more of that, man. Let's just go ahead and get him something else. Let's go ahead and keep it moving.
Keep it real for
We gonna
y'all.
hold that for y'all. Now let's
Little
do
message to y'all
something.
out there.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
What our
injustice,
city
man.
going through.
Right. There's a lot of things going on in this country, man, but they don't think that we know. You know what I'm saying? But we do. Because
From the cradle to the grave, America wants us all to stay slaves. The poor stay poor and the rich get paid. It's time for us to make a change. Let the beat drop.
and then we tell a story.
How we came from nothing, then we rose to glory. I'ma find my own road, no matter how long it takes. From the cradle to the
He's
grave.
up for the Martin family, but the truth is sadly that could have been me, that could have been you. Obama said that could have been him. So tell me, what should we do when the problem stems so deep? It's talk to the police. It's just a quicker, sicker way to sit and pick a criminal. Racism still alive, now it's just subliminal. But 60 years ago, Jim Crow made it literal. But those people are alive today. Yesterday it wasn't racist, but today you're getting paid as a congressman, a governor, a mayor, or a judge. The system is sadistic. This is what it's got us stuck. Running in circles and coding these cycles, got us grabbing our guns and then bringing our Bibles. But this is not the end, this is just the beginning. So you can roll another and just picture me living
From the cradle
to the grave. America wants us all to stay slaves. The poor stay poor and the rich get paid. Stop, it's time for us to make a change. Let the beat drop and then we tell the story. How we came from nothing, then we rose to glory. I'ma find my own road no matter how long it takes. From the cradle to the grave.
Can we please have a moment of silence for the innocent slain to the useless violence? America the free, but they lying. Kids killing kids, can't you hear our cities crying? And the rhyme keep multiplying. He a gem in the rough, no diamond, no denying. We stay fighting, and this the concrete jungle, so you're walking with the lion. You better duck when them shots go off, cause all you see is a life of fame, but can't maintain the cost. Man, and I demand respect. No game, but I'm calling out next. And these dudes rap for a check. And I strive and reach for success. And I'ma grind forever how long it takes. From the cradle to the grave.
To the grave, America wants us all to stay slaves. The poor stay poor, the rich get paid. Stop, it's time for us to make a change. Let the beat drop and then we tell the story. How we came from nothing, then we rose to glory. I'ma find my own road no matter how long it takes. From the cradle to the grave.
Stop the violence.
From the cradle to the grave.
Useless.
From the cradle to the grave.
Shout out to Can TV.
Yeah.
Downtown Music on the production.
This is off the upcoming project from me and my boys Motivate Music's called I Remember Tomorrow. Yeah. This track's called Good Enough.
Hey.
It was one of those days when I was feeling myself. Heavy chain on my neck like I was killing myself. And then you just stepped and the world went quiet. Like me and you alone in the room just vibe. Snap back to reality. There goes gravity bringing me back to the planet in which I am inhabiting. But I stayed smooth, played it cool, and gave you my digits. Told you this is me. If you remember me, you wanna kick it. And it was real when we chill. You were rub my back, say baby it'll be okay when I'm about to snap. Some months passed like months passed around the circle. Now the way I feel, I would kill anyone that would hurt you. But now you're stressing, saying I don't express it. If I had a heart, I left it with the last chick. So I guess it is my lesson, but I leave that all behind me. Put the past in the past, flip the page to today, hit the stage and
So tell me what you want from me.
Tell me what you want from me.
Anything that I can
Is there anything that I can be
that would be good enough for you?
Tell me, am I good enough?
Am I good enough for you?
Tell me, am I
Tell
good
me
enough?
what you want from me.
Tell me what you want from me.
Anything that I can be that would be good enough for you.
Tell me, am I good
Am I good enough for you?
Tell me, am I good
Now, baby, girl, she got her own. She can make it all alone. She don't need me, this I know, but she's still calling my phone, and I don't know just where to go. I know I got scared before. I was young when I was running. Now I'm older, back for more. So love me like you did once. No goodbyes, it's been fun. Saw your eyes when I did run, and I never do that again, love. I promise it's honesty from the top to the bottom. See, I still need you, so I wrote this song, put it off in a bottle for me. Take it back to where I once knew. You need me, girl, I come through. But then I got selfish.
Well, it is for all the wrong I've done.
And every note I feel up. Sing it just to build up. But you turn around, walk on out. Now, girl, that ain't gon' kill us. Nah, gotta keep my head up and go wrong. But that slow dawn with that sun rising for fun times. But I really just wanna go home. I got my faded inspiration with the pain of all this patience. But every night they still come on out. So I guess I hate to say.
Tell me what you want from me. Tell me what you want from me.
Anything that I can
Is there anything that I can be
that would be good enough for you?
Tell me, am I good enough?
Am I good enough for you?
Tell me, am I
Tell
good
me
enough?
what you want from me.
Tell me what you want from me.
Anything that I
Is there anything that I can be
that would be good enough for you?
Tell me, am I good enough?
Am I good enough for you?
Tell me, am I good enough?
Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Namaste, Amen, Hotep. Now I see why the ancients wept. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. The mothership is coming for us. Sacred systematic codes, acrophonetics and gematria. Yeah, what the people didn't know is that the system had displaced them. Third eye open, my chakras vibing high. Now that I'm woken, I'm walking through my mind. And if you ask me how I feel about it, I shape-shift time. Nubian melanated, yet I come through the skies. Now tell me, do you see it? Do you see my vision? Do you see my vision? Changes are in the winds, in the winds. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. The mothership is coming for us. The Nomos show the way. They share the knowledge with the Dogons. It is for this world I pray. Karma's really coming for 'em. We are the chosen ones. It's time for all to know. Metaphysics is the way, but for many it's too deep for 'em. Sent here by our creators, with third rock from the sun. Immortal energy, I birthed many nations. Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Namaste, Amen, Hotep. Now I see why the ancients wept. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. Changes are in the winds, in the winds. The mothership is coming for us. Allahu Akbar, Alhamdulillah, Namaste, Amen, Hotep. Now I see why the ancients wept.